Hi guys, how's everybody? Hello, hi, just waiting for everybody to join. How are you guys today? Hi, so I'm Amy, I run Raise the Vibe Tribe, and I do readings and energy therapy. My background was in nursing before I transferred over, and I just love to bring positive messages. So you'll find a lot of the quotes and stuff on this account are to help boost our energy and positivity. So how's everybody today? Yeah, I have a friend who's also a male that helps me run this page as well. So Elijah. So it's, you get a little bit of that feminine and masculine energy here. So hi guys. So where's everybody from? There's a lot of you on today. I was wondering, I thought maybe Sunday would be a good day to go live. And I'm currently in Texas, so I'm in the US here in Texas right now. But I travel a lot, so it's really fun to get to meet people from other parts of the world. Well, thanks. So how have you guys been? How's everybody doing? It's been a wild ride of emotion over the past few months, right? So I feel like I'm finally just getting settled. We actually just moved a bit, so finally getting out of boxes and getting back in the flow of things. Oh, we have Mexico, India, the Bronx. Oh, I love New York, Vegas. So fun. North Carolina, California, Spain. Oh, hi. So, Florida again. Oh, I love it. So many wonderful places. Oh, another Texan and Morocco. Oh. So I like to just pop on and see how everybody's doing, and I like to answer questions, and so I like to do my connections pausing. Hopefully it's flowing okay now. But I like to offer readings, and I like to answer questions for the collective, and then sometimes I'll do individual readings as well. And typically I just tune in, so I am clairvoyant, I can see energy, and then I also communicate with my spirit team, which I work with the archangels and spirit guides. But sometimes I'll do cards. So last weekend I popped on at another page I have, Spirit School Magic, and we did tarot cards, or oracle cards. They were really oracle cards. So, hi! Hi, Brianna. I see a few people that I've met before and that I know, and a lot of new faces. This is wonderful. Hello, hello. So you guys can ask a question if you like. And my background, information is around energy work, past lives. So I do past life regression work. So energy work, or around reincarnation kind of stuff, Starseed, angels, or just doing reading for general. Let's see. Oh, hi Jenny. Hi, good vibes. Hi Carlos, thank you. I'm married. Yeah, actually we just had our 21st wedding anniversary, so I've been married for a long time. But thank you. I like this question. How can I make decisions in a better way? Well, if you're really sensitive, or if you have a lot of commotion, a lot of just different energies that you're feeling through, the first thing I would say is meditation or just getting clarity. So to help me clear my mind, I'll meditate, but practically I really like to just make lists and get things down on paper and see where I am. So journal with things and get things on paper, and then from there I feel like my energy field is more cleansed and I'm clearer in my thoughts, and then that way it helps me to get a handle on making decisions. But usually, and what's really interesting is you'll find that you'll already know the answer in your heart, so it's just getting clarity and clearing out any disruptions or blocks along the way. So other people's projections, or how you were brought up to believe a certain way about something. And that's one thing that's really nice about those of us that are here, the younger generations. I'm older now, so I guess I can't call myself a younger generation, but but the older and the younger, we're all going through a shift, and we're calling to look at life in a different way. So a new way of being, a new way of creating, a new way of connecting. And so you might find that ways that worked for you in the past aren't going to work anymore. And there were a lot of messages coming in around 2020 at the end of last year and the beginning of this year that were just allowing for information to come through, which was saying, follow your heart, follow the energy, because it's going to be a little tricky this year. There's a lot of upheaval, a lot of dismantling, and a lot of shifting in the collective and within our own personal life. So you might find that 1 week goes by and it feels like a day, or a day feels so long and intense, and within that time you've cleared a lot of ancestral trauma or belief systems, or just your energy field, so that you can get back onto your path. So to make a decision, to answer your question, the first and foremost, like for me, is just to make sure I'm clear in my energy and that I'm not being influenced by outside sources. And that can be the collective frequency, or it can be a friend or a family's opinion, or it can be who I thought I was in the past and how I did things previously. So hopefully that helps. How do you trust in someone? Do we humans even trust each other? Again, is there any energy that explains trust? Oh, that's a good question. So trust allows for an opportunity to be very vulnerable, and everything's about perspective. So you'll hear, like when I talk, because my team, they always present things as an opportunity and an experience. So trust allows for us an opportunity to be vulnerable, which can be very, very hard. And maybe like you, I too have trusted in certain experiences or other people, kind of feeling a little apprehensive about it. And sometimes it works out, and sometimes, it didn't. And I had a feeling that it might not. But it's all about not giving over your common sense or your free will power, but give and take a little bit. So you open up a little bit and they open up a little bit, and you see if it's a good relationship. And some people are worth your time, some relationships and experiences are for your betterment, and other ones, it's an opportunity to realize what we want and what isn't going to work for us. So I do feel that you can find experiences and relationships and people and opportunities that will value and honor your trust and reciprocate it. And again, it's just about feeling into the energy of it and seeing if it's the right experience for you. And I've had experiences that I thought were going to be, like long lasting, and it turns out that maybe it was a move or a job or a friendship, and it was only for a short period of time, but I learned so much from it. And that's what's really interesting in this lifetime for all of us in this lifetime, this time on earth right now, is we're having these intense experiences in shorter periods of time. So some of you might feel like you've lived, a million lifetimes in this one, or that so many opportunities have come up where perhaps in the past it wouldn't have been that way. And you can think of it from a spiritual perspective and an opportunity at a soul level. And you can also see it just based upon what experiences are afforded to us, like traveling. So my grandparents and my parents grew up in the same town, and they didn't really travel that much. And here I've lived in multiple places. I've traveled and moved so many times, right? So within each community is an experience that we might not have had we stayed within that same collective group setting. So so let me see what else. 2020 has been crazy. It's been a wild ride. My team, they were telling me, they just said, well, what happened is at the beginning of the year when I did readings, I would get a feel and a vibration and opportunities like timelines, but they weren't able to say exact and precise, and it felt a little fuzzy for clients. I was like, okay, well, these are your options, and when you feel into it, you'll have these like opportunities or experiences as guiding lights, kind of. But they said you just have to follow your heart, because this road for 2020 is going to be a bumpy one, a lot of up and downs. Oh, hi Jess, any message for Starseeds? Yeah, they keep talking about holding your light, anchoring your light. I did a channeled message yesterday that's on YouTube. I was interviewed, the Council of Light, they were interviewed by cats. And so the link, if you go to YouTube, it's Amy Sikarskie, or you can find the link on one of my other pages. I'm going to post it right here. It's at Starseated Ascensions, and there's the link if y'all are interested in messages for star beings and light workers that are here right now, which probably so many of you are, because we just vibrate towards one another, and we have this collective and really strong innate calling within our heart. There's a reason that we're here. And so if you're here on this page particularly, I don't talk a lot about these sorts of things on Raise the Vibe, because I want to make it comfortable for everybody, but also on the lives it all comes out. So so if you're here, there's a high probability that you are a very advanced soul, and that you are here to hold an anchor light, that you are here to help usher in these new frequencies. And we just went through, you're probably going through a lot, but with all of this, the global pandemic, what they're calling it, we just went through quite a bit, and there's many facets and many layers, and it brings up so much for us to clear and heal within ourselves and within the community, within the family lines, just within the collective. And so when it happened, they were saying, we've been in training, and we can do this, and we've done it before, and to hold our light. So you'll notice that although there's a lot of unknown and unseen information, we can feel in our heart so much and tap into the collective vibration of the day. And so with that, they're saying hold the space of peace, regulate your light body, and if you balance and clear your chakras, then you're going to be able to hold this frequency not only within yourself, for your family and those in your home, but it expands out into your local community and then beyond. And because we're all spread across the earth, it's like this network of light that just holds this frequency. So yeah, thanks for asking that question. And that's kind of what they've been sharing lately, or a little bit of, behind the scenes information and the ups and downs. And we're probably going to have to be holding this frequency of light for quite, a little bit more time before we can relax. But I have had to, go within my own space and clear, because with the shift, there's this dismantling and all this energy surfacing. So if you are empathic or sensitive or clairvoyant, or because if you're clairvoyant, like I've been seeing a lot of stuff in the different realms, and I just watch it and I think, oh my gosh, this is so wild, it's so interesting, but it was all here already. It's just surfacing now to clear and release. So okay, so let me see if I can check some of your questions here. How do you know if your chakras are balanced? Well, I could explain how I feel, but I would say maybe do a guided chakra meditation. And I have one here on Instagram TV at Raise the Vibe Tribe. And I have a free one at spiritschoolmagic.com and some on YouTube. So my YouTube is YouTube.com/Amy Sikarskie. And let me just, my name it's a different one. So this is my small page, so if you want to just write down my name. But I have free meditations on there. And so after you feel it, then you'll kind of get a sense for what does it feel like, and you'll note that within your own being. But for me, I feel clear and present. My energy feels really compact and centered. So instead of being spacey or here or there or really sleepy, I'm alert, and I'm like really full within my body, within my space. And then after you work on strengthening your chakras and clearing your chakra center, you work on expanding your field out. So then you brighten your auric field. And when your field is really strong and bright, that's when we have the most effect energetically on our space. And y'all know this, because when you're in a group, or maybe you're at the store, you're out and about, and you can feel the presence of somebody walking in the room, whether it be comfortable or not, so positive or not positive, you can feel that vibration because they have a really strong auric field. So what we're doing is we are strengthening our auric field, but we're filling it with light. And so the star beings will bring in a lot of light codes. Those who are more familiar or who have had a lot of lives on earth, or maybe those whom are shamans, they'll bring in a lot of earth energy. But the basis of all of it is there's this combining frequency of peace and love, and somebody mentioned trust, so there's trust. And one of the biggest vibrations that my team has brought through for this year is compassion. And that's been a message for me as well, because energy's moving and relationships are shifting and people are making decisions that maybe we don't quite understand. And so if we go into a place of compassion, just seeing that we're all where we need to be for our own individual journey, which then spills out into the collective journey, it makes it a little bit easier when we realize we're, for the most part, trying the best that we can do. So let's see. Oh, you guys have been feeling drained. Yeah. So the last time I did a live here, it's in IGTV, or maybe it was a different page. But anyways, I recently did a clearing to clear the mind and the crown chakra, because a lot of the frequencies coming in have been settling around the mind, making it hard to get clarity, and then that can bog us down. And our governing centers, all the chakras govern specific aspects of self. And I have a full course on this if y'all are interested to get really deep, but let's just start with this. So we think a lot and we do a lot of discernment with our third eye chakra. A lot of us think it's just for seeing, and I can see energy and I can see beings and interdimensionally, and probably a lot of you can as well. But also it's about like seeing for timelines and seeing behind the scenes and seeing in the way of feeling or understanding what's happening behind a conversation or behind the information that's present. And so we do a lot of thinking with our mind, but also our gut. So when these centers, and they are connected, so we'll do a lot of thinking with our solar plexus and our sacral chakra, depending on what we're thinking about. And so when there's a lot of emotion or thoughts, which we've all been under a lot of stress, many of us lately, then our field gets congested. And so then you add into that everything that's happening, and it really can drain us. So breath work, meditation, making sure you are getting enough sleep. There have been days where I literally just turned my phone on airplane mode, just check out. Like, I need a day to detox. So if you're feeling drained, I would definitely recommend self-care. It's so important. So whatever that means to you, but self-care would be really important. Oh, hi, Victor, you're talking about clearing away old relationships that you're hanging on to. Yeah, that can be a challenge because it can be so emotional. And for many of us, we notice and recognize that relationships are ending, and perhaps it wasn't our decision, right? It wasn't our choice. We would love to keep with these relationships. So either they're moving or shifting, or just our energy is moving and shifting. And so what I've done for this, because I've recently experienced it myself, just hold a space of love and compassion for that person and for yourself. And I go into meditation, and you can meditate in any way you want, but I just breathe and brighten my field. So I breathe, and then I'll bring light into each chakra point, and then I sit and I can feel my aura expand, and then I'll sit and I hum, because I don't know how many of you have felt that, but when your aura is expanding, you literally can feel your energy in your body tingling, like humming. And so then I talk to my team, or I just ask to see what's going on. And it's just, the energy is shifted. And so when you're holding on, you'll typically see their energy in your field, or your energy in their energy field. And so you work clairvoyantly or with intention to just bring your energy back in and say whatever you need to say, like, thank you for the experience, I really appreciate it, I love you, I'll see you on another time, because many of us have strong connections with soul family right now, and it can be a significant other, or it can just be soul family, soul mate, or soul connection that we had a short period of time with. And so that's always interesting when you know that this person was in your life for a particular reason, but right now it's just not supportive to either one of you. And you might come back later on in this life, or after this life you reconnect, or in another lifetime, another experience. So just, getting a handle of what's going on and wishing them the best, and being in a space where you are kind to yourself too. So many of us have had to do some, inner work, and also it's felt like a great loss. So there's been a lot of grief in that experience. So allowing for this. Not Even says, I think I've been dreaming a lot about past and parallel lives. Only wish I could understand the messages. Yes. Oh my gosh, yes. This has been coming up a lot. It started like maybe 2 or 3 months ago for myself, but the timelines and the energy they're expanding and contracting. So we expand and we breathe life into this reality, and then sometimes we contract. And that in that contraction for me is when energy will clear and reset. And within that whole expansion, we're seeing past and parallel lifetimes pop up. It could be during a daydream. It could be while we're sleeping. It could be in meditation. But what happens for many of us, which we have a real challenge with, is it's an emotion, or we get something is activated within us. So you call it triggered, but it's like activated, and we're like, oh my goodness, why did that just hit me so intensely? It makes no sense. So then it gives us that opportunity to breathe through the emotion and just bring a space of just holding space for ourselves, like breathing and bringing in love, and non-judgment. And with this, you don't have to really understand what it means. So in past life regression work, we can do a lot of really quick cleanses with things that sorry, I had a call, so I'm back. But we can be clearing a lot of information from experiences that we've been holding on to just through fast flashes and visions. And you'll see that in your own meditation and in your own dreams. So just release it and let it go. But sometimes it's nice to write out your dreams, because then they'll have deeper meanings. And a lot of times I wake up, I'm like, that was a really weird dream. What was that about? And so I start to write down everything that I can remember, and then it makes sense. So you could try that as well. Let's see. Hi, Shadadru. Do you think curiosity can be controlled? I feel that it's an uncontrollable energy towards everything. Well, I just like to sit, if I understand your question correctly, when stuff comes to me, I just observe it, and I have a sense of curiosity. And curiosity is what keeps us open. Because when we start to put things into black and white or linear try to linearize it and make it fit our paradigm, then that's when the energy of the unseen worlds and the energy behind the scenes can kind of freeze. So what I mean by that is when you're remote viewing or watching, you have a message come through, just be curious and watch what happens. And sometimes if we try too hard, or if in that moment we try to make sense of it, the information just like shuts down and it leaves. So curiosity and just being open and observing, those are really strong qualities of a shaman or a star being that's tapping in for information, light worker, anybody who's tapping in for information, because we have to be able to be so clear and just observant, so we're not putting our own spin on it or our own information around it. And that's what I do when I do readings. I just tune in and let the client know what I'm seeing, and then we ask more questions after it comes through, and the information kind of will stop coming through. But curiosity is so important in this reality. I would say follow your heart. If you feel that your energy's dropping, if you tune into something and you feel that your energy's dropping, that's probably not the right vibration for you. So pop back in to your center, realign, and then if you're doing a reading or something in your life, just move forward from there. So hi Crystal. So Crystal Treasures and Sage is saying, my little family seems to constantly be going through emotional roller coasters. Can you help? Yes. So a lot of us are super sensitive and we don't quite understand what's happening. And then we think that these emotions belong to us, and they don't. And it's taken me years, to get a handle of that. I mean, I figured it out years ago, but you still go through it. So pause and breathe, or take a moment to bring in humor to lighten the emotions. So bring some, just be funny and playful, bring in humor, because what's happening is, oh my goodness, there's so much energy lifting from the collective that those that are empathic and sensitive are feeling, and we might think it's ours. And so I have days where I'm like, why all of a sudden do I feel like I'm in a funk and I'm super irritable and I don't want to be around anybody, And then I have to just click within and say, is this mine? And so I just connect and I go into meditation. Is this mine? And if it's not, okay, clear and release. And if it is, what's that about? And then we go in and we heal it and we clear and release. But those are different levels that maybe for children, they might not be able to take it so deep, but you can just say, why are you feeling this way? And if they say, I don't know, okay, that's fine. Let's switch it. Let's think of a happy thought or bring something in. And so what's happening right now is we're we're traversing. They're saying we're moving and we go back and forth, most of us do, but we're moving from the third and fourth dimension and densities to the fifth and beyond, because some of you all are higher than that already. But within that space, we're holding that fifth dimensional frequency, which we're in training, we're learning how to understand emotions and energies of the other frequencies, clear those, honor those, heal those, and move past them, process them, and step into this next space of mastery where you hold that frequency. So some days you'll feel like you're really on, and other days, it's a challenge, but that's what we're doing. So understanding what it's about, and then how to switch your frequency and hold it. So what works for you, for me, meditation works just because I'm really visual and I can see the energy in my field and clear it. But some people, it will be music. Oh, I do like music. I go into my car because I have really good bass. I have a really good sound system in my car. And I just crank it up, and I love to feel, if I am in a funk and I can't get out of it, I'll use sound therapy, which I have all these bowls. I have crystal singing bowls. Let's see if y'all can see them. And so I like to use those when I'm in a chill mood. But if I'm all just like super agitated, I will go in my car and I'll just play the bass so loud. And what it does is it's breaking the energy up out of your field, out of your chakras, out of your system. So you might want to do meditation, or more of like an etheric sound bath with gongs and crystal bowls, or just go music, any type of music. Some of you might enjoy movies, or just, laughter with friends. So, but yeah, there's tons of ways. Or sage. If you have some sage, get the sage out and sage yourself. But for children, it's like, think of something positive. Or when my kids were younger, I'm like, oh, we need to shift. Call your grandma. Because my mother-in-law has the best energy, and she just listens, and she sometimes will have that reserve of energy that I often as a mother would just, it would flow away so quickly. So she would have that. So turn to a friend or a family member just to switch the mood and conversation. So yeah, okay, how to recognize higher frequencies? Oh, such a good question. So that can entail a lot of different vibrations and a lot of different frequencies. When I channel and when I work energetically, clients will feel the energy shift because it feels like a pressure in the room when we're clearing their field. And then it feels like light vibrating through. And so like right now, I don't know why, maybe because there's a lot of you here, but I do feel a lot of light vibrating through right now. And my team will come in around, and I can feel a high vibrational frequency that's tingly, like I feel it on my body. But if you're not in that space, and that's okay, you'll feel it because your mood is heightened and you feel brighter, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, that didn't seem so bad. There's another perspective or perception around it. And life can be challenging, so when we get knocked kind of on our butt or something really challenging happens, it can help to think, okay, what do I need to learn from this, And I'm working through some things on my own. Whenever it comes up, I'm like, man, I thought. And so for me, my lesson is to go into my center. And maybe maybe you guys are experiencing that too. If I get anxiety around something, I'm like, okay, just go into your heart and breathe. And for me personally, the biggest message right now is trust. Trusting that I'm here for a purpose and a reason. Trusting that we're all going to get through everything that's happening right now. Trusting in the good of humanity, because a lot of times so much of the negative is what's being displayed or, shown. So trusting in our commitment and in our relationship with ourselves, first and foremost, and with your team in spirit, so God or your guides or Mother Earth. Because that's where it all starts. So if your friendships all fall away, if your family falls apart, shit, hopefully you can trust in yourself. So that's, that's like a really foundational space to be, that we're learning. And that is a part of stepping into your mastery, because as a, advanced light being, and everybody had amnesia coming in, but we have an opportunity to step back into our frequency, and many of you are. And it's all about emotional states of being, consciousness, and how we proceed forward is what they're saying. So Yeah, but it's nice to be able to connect and to feel that others are experiencing things as well, and that we're like a team holding on together to move forward. And if it seems like you guys have all, there's a lot of you here that haven't dropped off, so it must be resonating with you. And if it is, I'm going to do some Zooms where I'll probably be a little bit more free with what I speak about. And those are going to be coming up through Spirit School Magic. And so if you're interested, you can just go to spiritschoolmagic.com. You can pop in, you can sign up for any of the classes, which there's some free ones, like the meditation. And then I'm going to send out the Zoom information, and it might be next Sunday or the Sunday after. I'm trying to see what works with schedules. We might even do both. So we'll do some like energy activation, grounding, clearing meditations is what I'm feeling, and also talk about a few things that might be coming up. So if you guys are interested, I'd love to have you join. And let me just put that in, and you'll have to write it down, because I do have to say, I don't really know how I feel about it, but they changed everything here on Instagram. So on the replay, it doesn't keep any of the captions. But if you're watching the replay on Instagram TV, I'll type it below. So, but yeah, just write it down, spiritschoolmagic.com. So what time is it here? It's 1 o'clock. So I'm Central Standard Time. I'm Chicago time zone. So yeah. So you're welcome. Okay, so Jade Louise Love, love your name. How do we heal our energy from someone who was cruel to us in the past? Like, I can feel that, and it makes me, like, I can feel like a punch in my gut, and my heart just wants to contract, and then I feel like I have to vomit, because I just, like, felt that, what you were talking about. So, okay, you need to do some work with, your teams. So if you want to work with Ascended Masters, light frequencies, or I like to work with the archangels or your higher self, right? But what they're suggesting is clearing your energy, because that experience is locked in your system and that frequency is still being held within. So you're going to have to clear it out. And that can be challenging, but you can do it through energy work or meditation. And then you're going to want to seal your auric field, because you have some rips and tears in it. So you ask your team to do that as well. And then and you just channel light. Ask your team, and if you're clairvoyant, you'll see it happening. And if you're new to this and it's not flowing quite well, then work with an energy therapist. You could work with me or somebody else, right? And I offer all my sessions are by remote, by phone. So, and then after that, strengthening your solar plexus, and then clearing a little bit. You have some blocks that got lodged in the throat and the heart. And you're also going to want to do a little bit of soul retrieval work. Just it looked like it really affected you in a significant way. And what's interesting is that some people can have the smallest experience and it can affect them so intensely, and they carry it with them throughout life. And you can look at that from any perspective. You can look at it from a clinical psychology with hypnotherapy, that type of perspective, or you can look at it from energy, the work that I do, which I do a little bit of both, but you can look at it from energy. And some people go through, they might have a really intense experience and it just bounces right off their back, didn't even affect them. And the same for past life experiences that weren't healed. Some of us bring those over and we carry those with us as traits or fear or phobia that we have with us our whole life. And then finally we recognize what it was from in a hypnosis session or a reading or meditation, and we can clear it like that. So it's amazing. But the best part about all of it, and that's why it's so it's such a blessing to be alive, a human right now, because as the energy is speeding up quantumly, everything's shifting and we're moving so fast into these higher realms that all these opportunities are coming up and we can clear them, boom, 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 boom. So for some of us, it might have taken a full lifetime to clear something, but in this life, you can clear it through finding healing around one experience or one relationship that could take you like a week or 3 months, vice versa, whatever, but not the full lifetime. So y'all can do that. I've been doing this work for over a decade, and I've seen a lot of just like what people might call miracles happen, just complete reality shifts and healing, physically, emotionally, mentally, everything. So yes. Tia Marie, yes, I do individual readings, and the link is in the bio here. You can pop into it. Or go to amysikarskie.com, raisethevibetribe.com. And then there was another question right below yours I left. How can we contact our guardian angels? So I've taught a class. I used to teach for a different school, and now I have my own, but I haven't developed this class yet. So I want to get into like a basic introductory course. So some just like really quick tips. First and foremost, clearing your energy field, because if you start talking to spirits but you don't know who you're talking to, it might not be your guardian angel, right? So meditation, cleansing, getting really calm, and then feeling that the vibration that comes in feels really natural and comforting to you. So you feel high in vibration or a lot of love or comfort, and that so if you're hearing messages, any message should be one that's supportive, one that lifts you up, one that actually gives information that you can use in this reality, right? It needs to be applicable. It needs to be applicable. And if it's not, and you know it's your team, just call them out on it. Say, that's not going to work. I need something I can use in this reality, please. I'm still like here on the earth plane. So you would flow with that. But I did a lot of cleansing work, and I connected with archangels, and then had them introduce me to my team. And your guides and your angels will talk to you through thoughts, through visions, through memories. That's a huge one, memories. So if you have a memory that just pops up and you're like, why am I thinking about this? Like this happened years ago, right? Then there's a message in that, something to be healed. For myself, sometimes, especially if it happens in patterns, it's a heads up that something very similar is about to happen. And this is how they work, and my team works with me. I'm like, okay, what did I learn from that lesson? How strong did I need to be? And like, what space did I need to be in? Was it more of a love, or was it more I needed to call somebody out and stand up for myself? So there's some ways. And then I would notice like 2 or 3 days later, a scenario would happen where I'd have to step into that frequency. So memories, and also music. My team will always talk to me through music. If you just get a song in your head, check out the lyrics. Or if you wake up in the morning with a song, check out the lyrics. So dreams, visions, thoughts, memories, music, symbols, and signs. So if you see angel numbers repetitively, so 333, 444, 111, okay, they're around. Not only does it a message that you're in your path and you're in your frequency, but it's also a message that there's something different, like there's something different coming through, very specific with the numbers. So look into those. My favorite website for that is sacredscribes.blogspot.com. Can somebody type that in? It would take me a minute. But that's a great one for angel numbers. And then you just share with them your thoughts, share with them what you're going through, express to them if you're having a challenging time, ask them to bring people into your lives. So we can be like earth angels for one another by just showing up, maybe a message, here on Instagram, or if you go to the grocery store and you smile for somebody, you can really tell. Or maybe you're just guided to say something, you have no idea why, but then you share something with somebody, and in that moment, you're their guardian angel on earth. Or not guardian angel, but you're like an earth angel, here on earth. So, and all of you are connected. Like you're so connected. There's so many of us that are just finally realizing, and we're stepping into that sovereign state, but also our gifts of who we are, and our voices are being heard, right? So continue with that. It's so beautiful. And then somebody's talking about asking angels to help clear karma. They can, but karma requires you to do your work, and you probably know that, you and the other person as well. There's a lot of work to be done with karma. It's just clearing and balancing and healing, right? So that would be really good. Let's see, I'm just checking out so many messages. Let me scroll up, because I know there were a lot that I missed. Oh, Archangel Ariel came to you. Who is she? She's an amazing angel. Sorry, I have a hair. There it is. She's an amazing angel. I work with Ariel a lot and started working with her as an energy therapy student. And she would come in and help find blocks in myself or clients to be cleared. So she helps to find things, and it can be something like if you need a new job or if you lost something. She also works really well with kids and animals. So just check her out. Like, just go online or find a book or go into meditation and ask her. But she's an amazing archangel. I love to work with her. Oh, Terry's saying, hi. Okay, what's the reason for seeing patterns and symbols since writing something you see everywhere? So a lot of symbols, especially mathematical frequencies or sacred geometry, holds within it a frequency that can stabilize your field and lift you up. So sometimes you're just getting an energetic upgrade from seeing the symbols and numbers and they're saying mathematical equations, numbers, and then sacred geometry. But other times when you see specific numbers, typically it's like 3 or 4 in a row, then those are angel numbers and they'll have a deeper meaning behind them. So the master numbers, the 1s, the 3s, the 4s, the 5s, like if you see them repeating over and over again. And always I take it as a sign of comfort that I'm tapped in and my team is around if that's happening. Same for synchronicities. So at the basic level, it's like, okay, even though I feel like today is a crazy crappy day or whatever, at least I saw an angel number. Okay, I'm not too far out, or off my path. So that's what they're talking about there. Let's see. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a cool one. So on, well, I'm going to read for you what I'm getting, but I just want to share with everybody. If you get interesting patterns that aren't repetitive of the same number, go to sacredscribes.blogspot and you can type it in and it will read it out for you because each number has a message. But 1, 2, 3, 4 for you, for what I'm getting, what just came through is it was talking about everything lining up and really quickly, like, so just really lined up. So the path is lined up, the path is open, and it's all laid ahead for you. So it's like sometimes when they show me life paths, I see a railroad track and you're just clicked in and you're just full steam ahead. So everything is sequential, everything is just going to happen. Doors are going to open up one right after another, and that's what I'm getting for you on that one. So I would be very intentional with my thoughts and what I'm asking for and what I want. I would just be very intentional with it and keeping your mind and your thoughts and your energy aligned. So what does that mean? If I really want something to happen, just going to a space in my heart where I feel like, okay, I feel the trust that it will happen and I don't have to force it. And maybe it will happen in a way that I'm not really familiar with. So maybe there's a piece of information that you're looking for and then somebody just brings it to you. Or if you're looking for a relationship, all of a sudden you bump into them or a friend introduces you. So you just relax and you let it come to you, okay? You don't have to force, but you do need to do your work by setting the intention, holding the vibration, letting your team know that you're ready for it, that you're ready and willing for this opportunity, especially if like maybe you're looking for a new job or a raise or you want to travel, which I want to travel, but we're in this whole situation. I'm having to wait, and we were going to have 3 retreats this summer, but we've postponed them. So we have 2 scheduled for next year if anybody's interested. We're meeting in Maui in July, and I'm so excited for that because we're going to have some private tours with some very beautiful local Hawaiians and do a lot of clearing and healing work, and then activations, so a lot of Starseed energy too. And then we're also going to Shasta in June of next year. And if you guys want to join, the information's at raisethevibetribe.com. But I was thinking about that because June just happened and we're about to start July, and I was like, So I've been going on these like journeys in my mind, I guess, just kind of, looking to the future, and I'm excited for it. But yeah, so whatever it is that comes up, just kind of sit back and let it flow to you. Okay, so let me see. Some really nice conversations. Okay, so can you give me insights why I'm experiencing things with my daughters in different ways? The first thing I got was each relationship is so unique, and there are definitely some past life frequencies playing out. So some unsettled energy, and what that could just mean is like maybe you had a fight in a past life and it's getting all that energy is working out in this reality, or maybe you were their daughter in a past life and in this life you're their mother, so you're balancing those relationships. It doesn't always have to be like super intense or so what we could think is like negative or harsh. It could just be like, oh, well, in one life I was this for you, so in the next life you're going to be that for me. And I do enjoy, I always like the books by Brian Weiss and Dr. Michael Newton on reincarnation, because neither one of them believed in it, and they were both clinical psychologists, and their clients just started going into these past lives, and from there they researched it in a really, just I guess, scientific way, if you could say, but it's just really solid and grounded. And then I also, if you guys are interested in Dolores Cannon, she has some great books on reincarnation and past lives. And so it's always nice to kind of just see how we flow and when we recognize the patterns in our life and also the opportunities and the like, okay, well, if I didn't get it right this time, I guess I'll have another go at it, So yeah, let's see. Oh, you've seen Dr. Weiss many times. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I trained with the Newton Institute for past life regression work, but I've studied Dr. Weiss, I've read all his books, and he has the most, I think, what I've found, YouTube videos. So I've seen a few things of Dr. Newton, but yeah. Dolores Cannon's YouTube videos are awesome too. I just saw one a few weeks ago and it just found me, how things do. And it was perfect because I don't really go on YouTube a lot, but I post my own YouTube videos, so sometimes it will recommend things to me. And it was like, I think it was Convoluted Universe maybe she was talking about. And it was so wild because every message was so applicable to what we're going through right now. I'm like, this was so cool. So anyways, if you guys haven't checked her out, she's wonderful. Plant-based hippie, hi, what is soul retrieval? Okay, soul retrieval is when our energy is fragmented and stuck in another time or place. And pieces of us literally are not called in. So it can be this life, it can be another life, it can be in a place, it can be in an experience. So like if you had a traumatic experience, it could be held in the time-space continuum of that reality. Like that moment, it's still playing out, it's still active, it's still alive, until you go through time and space and find it and heal it and call it back into you. So you could work with a shaman, you could work with an energy therapist, you could work with your own team, your guides, your archangel team, your higher self to find it. And I've helped clients, and for myself, I've done soul retrieval from past lives, or you can call them parallel lives, and then from stuff that happened in this life. And it's the coolest feeling because after the soul retrieval, for most of us, we feel it in our body, where like my physical body was trembling. I could feel the energy coming in, and then you feel this light come in, returning, and you vibrate. Like you can feel it physically, and it can be emotional. And then afterwards, you feel so strong. Like, holy shit, I felt so put together. I felt so grounded, so strong within myself. You just reclaim parts of you that you had lost. And so when it happens, it's called soul fragmentation. And when you heal it, it's called soul retrieval. So yeah, so y'all can look into that if you're feeling, if something just came up for you and you were like, oh my gosh, if you're really drawn to it, there's probably a reason. So you can look into studying it a little bit more, or getting your own session, or going into your own meditation for a soul retrieval with intention. Yeah, so let's see. I'm going to scroll up and look at some other questions. Y'all had some great questions. So let's see. How can we find out about our own past lives? So I'll share my experience. For anybody here, you can do well, I'll just share my experience and then you can do that and then some other stuff. So my past life started happening because I was taking an energy therapy class and we were doing trades. And so I was laying on the massage table and the other student was working on me and I started seeing flashes of past lives. And at first I didn't really know what it was, and I'm like, okay. So you just kind of, like I was talking about at the beginning, you're curious, you're just observing. I was just letting it happen. I didn't try and feel into anything because then all the visions would have stopped. So just experiencing it and just letting it flow. And then the past life stuff, it was like off of the earth because there were beings there that didn't look like beings we have here. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Okay, cool. So from that, and it was really emotional. Like, that's how you'll know a lot of times that it was your past life and maybe you're not just looking into the matrix or the collective or somebody else's history. It can be super emotional and you can't control emotion. Like you feel it. Like, I didn't make this up, I'm feeling this, it's happening. So I felt a lot of love and there was some sadness and there were a lot of aha moments and all this sort of thing. So I wanted to know a little bit more about my past life because clearly it was a past life. So I went to a past life hypnotherapist and I did a past life regression and then I did a life between lives regression, which is different. It's more in depth. From that, I was like, okay, I knew. So 20 years before or whatever, like back in 2000s, the 2000 is when I found Brian Weiss and Dr. Newton's work and started studying it. And I was just like, yeah, this is it. So I went to become a hypnotherapist and then a past life hypnotherapist because in Dr. Newton's school, you have to be a therapist first. You have to be a hypnotherapist first. And it just lined up because I'm a nurse too. So it just like lined up. I thought, oh, this will be good. Like it's more credential kind of stuff, like in the medical way. But then you can flow into it. So then I certified as a past life hypnotherapist. So you can do your own meditations with a guided meditation that is designed for past life regression. You can do group past life regression, which that's what we're going to do in Mount Shasta and Maui. And if there's enough interest, if you guys let me know, I could do like a group one through Zoom or something. That could be super cool. Or you can go and you can work with somebody to do a private past life regression session. And for me, it just helped because when you are so relaxed, you don't want to have to think about questions and what to ask. But in meditation, stuff will pop up anyways. But with a past life regression, you go deeper and then you get information that might be just super interesting that you want to know. So maybe you go into clear and heal something, but then in the regression, you ask a bunch of other questions. So you come out with more information. So so that's what that's all about. Let's see. And also, I can't go back and check any of these questions. So I'm kind of sad. Like after the whole thing ends, the way they did it, I used to go back and check for questions that I missed. So if you guys, if you want to have a session or if this group thing sounds awesome and we want to set something up, message me or put it in comments on the IGTV so I won't be able to go back. Jemmy is saying, your eyes start rolling uncontrollably during Kundalini meditation. Can you tell me more about this? Well, I'm sure like a Kundalini yogi could tell you a lot more than I could, but I will say that when we go into a higher realm and sometimes when we click through, our body will switch. And so you'll see a lot of people when they are meditating that their eyes roll to the back of their head and look up towards the pineal gland. And like when I close my eyes and focus, like right now I'm focusing here and here, and then like in the center of my crown and my third eye where the pineal gland is. And so your eyes roll up, and it could just be that your eyelids aren't closing, so they're fluttering. Also, for some of the deep level healing work, and when star beings come in client sessions, I do notice that their eyes go into REM, so they move really, really quickly because they're going to another space of consciousness, just like we do when we're sleeping, right? So they go into this other space of consciousness. So if your eyes are fluttering and they're moving back and forth really quickly, you're accessing a high level intel and you're going to it's like quantum information. You're probably getting immediate downloads that your conscious mind couldn't couldn't be able to like take in, but your spirit can, and your subconscious mind can, and then that information plays out in the future. So hopefully that helps. Oh, Lyndon, thank you. People can put questions in the question sticker box on the bottom right. That way you can see and keep track of them all. Oh, that's so cool. And then does it let me... Oh, there are questions. Oh my God, I'm such a newbie. How did this happen? There's 11 questions in the queue. Okay, let me try that. All right, hold on, guys. Thank you. So sorry. Okay, well, I think I answered some of these. Let's see. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, so like right here, yes, a group life regression on Zoom sounds great. Okay, awesome. Let me find another one. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the example. Can you please look into my love life and career too? Oh, okay, so y'all are like flowing into more personal questions. Oh my gosh. So funny. Okay, let's try it for fun. Let's try that feature out. Okay, and I'm gonna unpin. Well, I don't know if that makes a difference. I'm just gonna unpin that. There we are. Okay, so Sharm. Okay, yeah, for you. I don't have to say your name even because can you guys see it? Can you see the question on your screen? Okay, can you please look into my love life? I'll just look into the love life. Let's see. It feels like a little up and down. It doesn't really feel like deep, so it feels kind of surfacing and floating. And July is like an opportunity where I feel your heart expanding. And they're talking about feeling a love and an expansion for just being alive, love of life and love for yourself. And then it's going to circle back around. So end of August and September, those 2 months will be an opportunity for your love life with another person to where you can meet somebody. And if you're already with somebody, it's going to be reinvented. Like it just feels like a new birth kind of experience. So just like it's reset or refreshed and activated in that way. Yes, you can see it. Okay, cool. Oh, well, this is fun. Thanks, Lyndon. I'm just going to flow through them, I guess. Okay, can you look into my love life? Yes, okay. So, okay, let's see. Oh, I felt like it just dropped around November, December, January, and I'm hoping that was the past 2019. So let me look into where we are now. There's going to be a lot of work. There's going to be a lot of resetting and inner work, like healing, self-healing stuff, because you're wanting to, your team is like, okay, hold off with the love life stuff. You're going through a transition where you're popping up into the higher frequencies, and they're saying, any match that's established in the lower frequencies won't be sustainable. So you're either going to have to reset what's going on now. If you're in a relationship, it's going to look really bumpy and reset. Or they're saying just focus on resetting your own energy, leveling up, because you're going to be in a completely different space in a year from now. So right now is about you and not about focusing on new relationships. Now, if you're noticing that you're in a relationship and everything's moving, it's going to feel a little challenging for sure, but you can work through it. So, okay, cool. Yeah, sometimes you guys ask a question and something else is going to come through. There's a lot of energy around. So, okay, let's see. I already answered about the past life. I'm just going to like start tapping. What is clearing around? Oh, what is clearing your Akashic record? How do I need? Okay. I think you're mixing a couple of things up. So typically the Akashic records, it's a history of our life experience on Earth through all times and spaces. They clear all by themselves. You don't have to clear your Akashic record. It clears whenever you heal something in this reality. And at the beginning of, I think it was March, if you go back and look at the live replays in IGTV, or on YouTube, we were talking about the records. Kat and I had a session and we were in the records and she kept seeing them and I kept seeing them, like the shelves just clearing. So the full shelf of books would disappear and a new one popped back up. And hence we're doing all this deep level resetting on Earth right now. So a lot of it's happening on its own. Just as something comes up in your reality, then you would work with it. So typically for us, it's an emotion or a pattern. We'll see it happen over and over and over again. And you can do that through meditation. You can get some insights through one-on-one readings, but meditation is the best, because meditation will clear energetically. It will clear the frequencies. You're filling it with light and it's cleansing. But not only that, if you just listen, your team will bring information to you, like we mentioned earlier, through memories, through thought, through vision, through emotions, and it might come in that moment or it might come a few days after. So hopefully that helps. Yeah. Let's see what else. Okay, one moment. Okay, so let's see. Cool. All right, so just had to clear the screen there. Let's see. Let's see. Some people are so funny, like they just challenge all of this and they have no idea. Let's see. Okay, so I had to, like, if people are going to be negative, whatever, you don't have to be that way here. So if it's not your thing, just move along, because I'll block you, and I have no problem blocking anybody at all. So y'all probably saw that clear off the screen, but they also sent me personal things. So yeah, okay, so this one's for Organically Me. I'm going through some major life changes. Can you please give me some guidance? Okay, let's see. All right, sorry, I'm distracted because I've seen the other ones. All right, so organically, let me tune into this video. Okay, let me just clear everything away, get really focused. Yeah, so not only there's so much happening, but they're just talking about getting through it. And so eating healthy, sleeping and exercising, and you need to clear out any negative people in your life. And by that, maybe you become friends later on, but just there's a lot of chatter coming at you. I see a lot of energy throwing at you, coming your way through your auric field, and it's lodging into the mental body. So I would do a way of keeping yourself cleansed and clear of other people's projections. And then also a lot of meditation is going to help you strengthen your energetic field so that you can start feeling strong in who you are, because your paradigm, what you believe, how you live life is changing and shifting, and it's up for a big reset. So there's going to be a lot of how things worked in the past aren't going to work for you moving forward. And so getting a nice handle on your mental health, your emotional health, just your physical and energetic, every level, so you feel balanced. And that's what they're showing for you, so that for guidance. Okay, yeah. So positive, they just keep talking about positive thoughts. So if you have any moments of your day, listen to a positive podcast or listen to music that lifts you up. And all the people that are just coming at you with negativity, you can just say, stop and energetically block them. And also you don't have to answer their phone calls. Hopefully there's a way around it, is what they're saying. So yeah, okay. All right, so one moment, please. Okay, hopefully that resonated. And let's see. Okay, yeah, I'm just well, there was somebody that was, and so I blocked him. So when I block him, it erases everything, so you guys won't see it now. But you might have seen it before. So it's just not for them. Man, if I go onto something and I'm not feeling it, I don't just sit on it. I move forward. So yeah, okay. Hey, okay, here's one. Can you see a new job for me soon? Oh my gosh, I can feel your energy. I kind of want to puke. Just to be honest, it's what you're doing isn't working for you, because there's so much frequency coming at you from all different angles, all different people, and a part of it feels really stagnant, and then you're having to dodge the emotions and the thought projections of others. So you're probably going to have to sit through this through the summer, and then in September is when an opening will come for you. But everything that I just shared with the last reading, take that to heart, because really being strong in your energy is going to help you so that you can navigate through and clear. If you guys weren't sensitive before 2020, you're probably noticing you are now, because our light bodies are brighter and stronger now, which means we're more in tune and we're feeling the frequencies, not just our stuff, but everybody else's. So this can create challenges, mental and emotional challenges, even if what's going on. So needing to be clear in your path and really just getting right back and centering with yourself, letting all the distractions go away. So the most that you can do for that, do that. And then this new job, there's an opening in September, and I see you stepping into it in October. It's kind of like going to be a 6-week period, which is interesting. So it might be that you find the job and then they drag their feet taking applicants, and then you get an interview, and then there's a background check, or maybe you move, whatever. Sometimes it takes a minute to actually start the job. So hopefully that helps. Okay. And then let's see. I just see there was somebody, Wendy. Do you see a big move for me? Hold on, I just saw your thing right there. It's not going to happen quite yet. There's like, it feels like there's a move and then something stops, and it gets staggered, like you have to be on pause, and then it flows again. So they're saying to always have like a safety net and a second, like a backup plan. But it does look like there's movement and it's trying to happen, but the timing might not be right. So it's just the timing might not be right. Okay, here's a cool one. Let's see. My daughter has seen her guardian angel. Why does she see her? How beautiful is that? So I don't know how old your daughter is, but children typically, they see energy and they see spirit and they feel the love, and they're so close from the other side. So then if it doesn't get shut down, they can keep that relationship and that connection ebbing and flowing on and off in their whole life. Like I was super close to my team when I was a child, and then in my teenage years, kind of lost it a little bit. Like I knew they were there, and then found it again in my young adulthood. And so having that relationship is so beautiful. And some of us have a strong connection with our team in spirit. Maybe you resonate with being a starseed or an old soul or an earth angel. And so it's just a part of your makeup. And it's like we forget a lot, but in our core and in our heart of hearts, we remember that we're supported, and that remembrance provides an opening and an opportunity in our just like how we think and view life, so we're not blocking these opportunities out. So, people can challenge all of this, and that's cool. If it's not for them, that's fine. But if you want to start a communication with your team in spirit, and if you want to remember past lives and start healing, you have to be open to the possibility, right? So it's beautiful. She's open to the possibility, and that's why it's happening. And so they're there to guide and support, and they're saying to remind her of who she is and why she is here. She has a really beautiful mission and path at hand. So there's a lot of star energy around, so I wouldn't be surprised if she's totally supported by multiple star nations and the angelic realm. So yeah, okay, let me go to one of these other questions here. Oh, speak on source. You know what? I just released a channeled message from the Council of Light last week where they spoke on source and God and what it is. So you can find it on YouTube. Google Council of, or go into YouTube and type in the Council of Light, Amy Sikarskie, or the link is in the bio at Starseated Ascensions. So I'm just going to send that through and you can write it down, Starseated Ascensions. Okay, so let's see. Aw, this is so sweet. Not really a question. Just wanted to wish you all for human love. So I think it was like a love for everybody. Thank you. That's so sweet. Look at my eye, it's twitching. Hold on, the energy is so intense, you guys. Like I usually can hold a lot of energy, but there's a lot coming through. I don't know if you guys can feel it. Like my whole body's vibrating. And when I channel, it happens, but I'm not going into channel. They're just so close by. Okay. All right. Okay. Hi, Amy. Is there anything I need to work on clearing? Hi, Ravine. Oh my gosh. I was actually thinking about you last night. That's so interesting. I hope you're doing well, girl. Okay. So let's see. Around your feet, around your ankles. There's a little bit of stagnant energy, and it's just kind of impeding your connection with Mother Earth. So if you could clear that out through grounding or walking or massaging it away, it goes from the first to the fourth level of your auric field. So you really want to work with that. And sea salt bath and scrubbing, just putting like a sea salt paste on your ankles, on your legs, and then really scrubbing it. So if it's a shower, you can do that, or if you have a bath, you can do water. Yeah. Let's see. Let me go to the next one. Oh, maybe I'll do one in a minute where I pull guests on. That would be fun. When this one ends, maybe we'll come back and let people join. That would be really cool. It'd be nice to chat with everybody. But I'm gonna do a Zoom too, so we'll have that through Spirit School Magic where we all can meet. Because it'll be so fun to see everybody's face and not just mine. So let's see. You guys have a lot. Let's see. Should I make this? Okay, here's one. Should I make the move about this job? They're just saying like take a leap of faith and flow forward with it. And they're reminding me of some of the moves that I've done, and some of them are just for a short period of time. So if you are okay to think that it might not be like super long term or permanent as far as the location, then that could be really good for you. I just see you moving, like they're showing like walking and making the move. So yes, and just be aware and alert as anything, just there's gonna be some things you need to do. I mean, I just moved and it was, I thought I was all set, and then, now I have to change my address for my car, like all this stupid stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, you just forget about all of this. So just be aware of like everything you have to do, but it will be a really good experience for you because it's gonna switch and change the energy around you and the frequency around you. So yes. Hi, we are doing some readings right now. Yeah, it's so fun. So I'm just kind of going through the ones that everybody has put on the little question box. Okay, this one. How can I increase my intuitive gifts? So the first thing to do, which we already mentioned, is just like having an interest in it and understanding that, it can happen and being open to the possibility. And then when you activate and strengthen your light body, particularly your chakras, every chakra has a clear gift associated with it. So you can do chakra meditations, you can do any type of meditation, but specifically if you're focusing on the chakras. You can also have energy therapy sessions where a practitioner can go in and see what's going on, remove blocks, or if the chakra's tipped, they can realign it. If there's a piece missing, they can help heal that. So the stronger your light body, the stronger your energy centers, the more intuitive you'll be. And then after that, you want to limit self-doubt. Because if you've heard me say this before, the number one thing that closes a third eye next to trauma is self-doubt. So I see that quite frequently with clients. I'm like, their third eye's shut. Why? And so unless it was a traumatic event, then it's self-doubt. And that will close the crown as well. So when we communicate with spirit, we need our crown and our third eye open. And it doesn't always mean you're going to see, like physically see energy or an apparition or a vision, but it's a way of seeing is like a way of understanding. And then so when all the chakras are aligned and open and strengthened, that's when you'll have it'll support you in your clear gifts. And then you can tune in with your loved ones, because I saw your other question, and loved ones typically will come through a memory and a feeling in your heart, and that they're around you, and also dream time and songs. I'm getting songs, so you'll be hearing songs from your departed loved one. So yeah. Let's see. Okay, let me take another one out of here. Okay, you're having intensely vivid dreams with bright colors, sound, music, smell, feelings. What should I know? you should know that you're transitioning up to the 5th dimension and higher than that even. Your team's coming down, and so they're asking you, you're having these awarenesses and experiences so that you know there's something beyond this physical reality, so you can pull that light down, because we're lifting, everyone's lifting, and the light workers are helping anchor those higher frequencies and those light frequencies here on the physical plane. And to do that, we start by anchoring it within our physical body. So you're already crossing and spanning dimensions and realities and realms, I guess I should say. So that's really cool too. I love that you're hearing music. That's only happened a few times for me. I've woken up and it's like I can't even place it. I don't even know. It's not a language that I understand or notes that I understand, but I can feel the vibration. It's music. It's like heavenly music. It's so out of this world for sure, and beautiful. So that's lovely. So you are stepping into your path. You're already on your path, basically. You're stepping into your mission. There we go, of anchoring light on earth. And then more and more information will come through, and you can start asking your team to speak with you. So that's so beautiful. Yeah, let's see. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Lyndon. Yeah, so here's my website. Thank you. And I do personal sessions too. And then let's do a Zoom. So I'll get my butt in gear. I need to send out a newsletter, but with the Zoom info. So go to spiritschoolmagic.com. The link is on through my website too, just on classes. And I'll set up a Zoom for next week. I just committed myself. I always want to come on, but I never know about timing, so we'll do that. That'll be great. And then we'll see you guys there, and we'll flow a little bit more. Okay, what is this? Hi, any messages to help steer me on to do healing work, crystals, etc. to move forward? Okay, fascinations, headwear. Okay, one moment. I mean, crystals sound really great. I'm seeing a lot of crystals and incense. So you might find that the incense helps you clear your energy and just center, like relax and focus in. Any messages? Steer me on to do healing work. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's see what else. They're just showing you like going into meditation and getting a clear, direct intention and then sticking with it and following through. Your team's all around you. Like, it's really good. So yeah, they're all around you and they're helping you flow through things. So if you have any questions or if you need any help lining up sessions or a class or whatever, ask them and they'll bring it to you. Even information online, like on YouTube or something this way, or through a book. But it looks like you're already doing it, so that looks awesome. Yeah. Let's see. And then I'm just scrolling down there. Okay, so I'm a new music producer. Can you please look into my career? Sure. So one moment. I'm getting all these notifications, so hopefully we have time. Last time the call ended and I didn't have a heads up, so let me flow into this question. Okay. It's going to be an interesting year for you. I feel like you're going to meet a lot of people and you're going to feel some things are off. And so it's about finding your place and your community or those that are helping you. So get direction. So they're saying keep the dream alive, like keep being steady, moving forward. But the opportunity that you're looking for, like the one that might really pop you up, isn't gonna come quite yet. The next few months are really bumpy. It's almost like the energy's super heavy and it doesn't resonate with you at all. So they're saying there's some shifts on earth that need to clear, especially probably in the industry, maybe something like that, for those who are working more with higher level of intentions to come through. And so let's see. I do see success for you, but it might be a few months, a couple of years out, even at the level that you want. But continue forward, because I feel like you're still producing or meeting people, you're still creating a ripple effect. It's starting to build and grow. And that's what happens is like when the opportunity presents itself, you're going to be ready for it. So continue with what you're doing, but just know if it feels like a little sticky or a little slow, yeah, that's the energy, but it won't always be that way. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, I knew that, Lyndon. I was like, oh, okay, perfect, good. Okay, so message Lyndon. All right. Let's see. Okay, let me pull into this one. If retrograde is causing communication issues between me and my lover to the point that we break up, should I wait? Should I wait until after retrograde to get back? Well, retrograde actually produces an opportunity to uncover things. So I would say feel into your own frequency until you feel like everything's flowing and stable within yourself. And then when you feel comfortable in yourself, like you can handle a conversation and it's all flowing really well, then you can start to get back. I don't stop my life for retrograde at all. I don't stop my life for astrological things, so you have to flow. So if it feels right and you guys are talking and it's all nice, then go with it. But you can also understand that it might present an opportunity for things to come up for you to heal finally. So it's all about opportunity, right? That's what I'm feeling. So I wouldn't say stop because of it, because, I wouldn't just put it black and white. Oh, because of retrograde, we're going to stop. I would say mostly base it on how are you feeling? Do you feel comfortable within your own self, like emotionally, that you want to open the communication again with them, or do you want to wait a little bit? So yeah, I swear it feels like this has gone on for over an hour. I don't know why. Has it? I keep thinking I'm going to get cut off and I don't really know when I started, so this is awesome. Okay, so let's see. I'm just going to scroll up and see if there's any questions. Oh, some of you are already on Spirit School signing up for the free meditation, and then I'll send out a newsletter with the information for the Zoom, and then I'll probably create a little class on Spirit School. That's how that platform is. I'll just make it free for the Zoom, and then it will give you the login information. So check it out, spiritschoolmagic.com. Star Angel, sorry, my hair is like so crazy today. How can I deal with family members that have got mental health issues and being repeatedly drawn into all the drama? It continues to bring me down and I don't know to help either. Separate, step away from the drama. I had to do that with some people in my life. Like, okay, cool, that's for you. Like, I don't want any part of it. You know what I mean? So, one thing you can always, if they're asking you to solve or solve the issue that they've created, like a problem, just say, oh wow, interesting, what are you going to do about it? Like, you got yourself in this, or I don't see it that way, or I'm just going to step out, I'm going to be neutral right now. Man, I've had to step out of a few things this past few months. Like, it's none of my business. People pull me into everything. So I'm just like, no, I'm not getting involved at all. And so there is that way that you can take it. But if it's somebody and they're literally just having a bad day and they're coming to you and they do listen to advice and they do take your advice and you have the energy and the give a shit to give the advice that day, then you can be there for them. But you have to put yourself first, because some people will just keep wanting more and more and more, and then they never step into their own level of responsibility and accountability, right? So some people are in a pattern or a loop where their spirit's like presenting them with all these opportunities to learn and grow, but they don't take that on as their own responsibility, and they project it onto others, or they keep going to others and wanting them to fix it for them. So every situation is going to be different. You just kind of have to see it how it is. But you all, you need to make sure you're feeling healthy, that you guys are feeling amazing first, that you can be in a space to be there for them. That's why I said, a few weeks ago, I just turned my phone onto airplane mode for a couple of days, and that's just what I needed to do, because you get notifications or you get text messages or you get phone calls and you're like, I need a mental health day for me, right? So step out of it. You don't have to get involved. If you feel then that it's already affected you energetically, then do some meditation to clear it. And as I mentioned before, I like to use music or visualization. You can use sage too, anything like that. So, and if you're just new, then pop back over to the IGTV on the replays, how they do it on there. So, okay guys, well, I am going to pop off because I need to go check on the family, but I might come back on and yeah, if I do, I'm going to come on a different account, which is Spirit School Magic, and that's where you would find the link anyways for the Zoom that we're going to do. So here's the link right here, or the name, at Spirit School Magic. So you can pop over and turn on notifications if you want. I'll just probably take a little break and then come back on in a few and do another live. And all right, it's been amazing, so lovely. Thanks for joining today, and I hope it provided some really good information for everybody. Okay, we'll see you all soon. Bye.